For years and years and years, people are going to Kever Rochel, Mama Rochel, to cry out their hearts for Yeshuas. And many people in Klal Yisrael were zoichet to Yeshuas by Kever Rochel. What is so special about Kever Rochel? Rochel Imenu was mevater, did a selfless act. She gave up of being the mother of Klal Yisrael to her sister, not knowing at that moment that Yaakov Avinu was going to marry her as well. I would like to illustrate this with an unbelievable story. There was a boy who was in Shidduchim for a few years, and because he had a terrible scar on his forehead, people used to say no to him. He's been turned down. And after a while, one of his friends told him, why don't you go to the Gadol Ador and ask him for a bracha? And he went to Reb Chaim, and he told Reb Chaim that I've been turned down because of this scar, the image on my face. What should I do? Reb Chaim told him that the next shidduch that he meets, when he sits down, he should tell her the story behind the scar that he has on his forehead. 2 weeks later, the phone rings, and the call comes in about a prospective shidduch. They go down and they meet, and they start talking. And the first thing that he tells her is, you see the scar on my forehead? I want to tell you how I got it. 6 years ago, I went to daven at the Kaisel, and as I was coming out to the gates to leave to get on the bus, I hear a commotion. And I look around, and I see that everybody is running in all directions. There's a terrorist running with a knife. Everybody is running away from him. But there's one little girl that was lagging behind, and he chased her with the knife. And as he was getting closer and closer to her, I saw that if I don't jump in at this moment and save her, she will be killed. So I ran from behind, and as he picked up the knife to stab this girl, I jumped on the terrorist from behind, and I knocked him to the ground. And he turned around with the knife at that moment, and he slashed my forehead. And just at that moment, the Israeli soldiers came running, and they shot him dead. And that's why I have this scar on my forehead. And she starts crying, and she says, you won't believe it. I was that girl that was being chased. And that scar to me is not a scar. That scar to me is a gold medal, because that's what saved my life. And that was the shidduch meant to be. The moment that this boy decided to turn and jump onto that terrorist, that was the moment he was mevater on himself from running the other way. That gave him his future. His whole future was lying in that moment, because that was the shidduch that was meant to be. Rochel at that moment decided to give up to be the mother of Klal Yisrael. That's what brought her the Yeshua. Every single time a person is faced with a challenge, whether he should turn his head or not, that is a moment of viter. Because at that moment, you're giving in to your Yetzer Tov and not listening to your Yetzer Hara. That's a moment of viter. And if you take the courage and you turn and you look the other way, behind that selfless act could be lying the future of your generations and the future of Klal Yisrael.